Hey guys, good morning. Hope you're doing really great. And for those who have not seen my previous video and just directly looking into this particular video, my dear students, I've just recently before 10 minutes posted the digestion and absorption part 2, and I've also apologized for a little time gap, and we are going to quickly start up from today. So if you are looking into this particular video for the first time, quickly go back and also look into the digestion and absorption part 2, because before posting this video, I have just posted Human Physiology, Digestion and Absorption part 2, and because of the time gap and to bridge the time between, I'm also posting over here the skeleton and locomotion episode 26, which is an NCRT, the locomotion and movement, part 1 of 15 questions. And once again, to summarize, within human physiology, we've also completed circulation part 1 and 2, excretion part 1 and 2. I've also given you the revision test of both circulation and excretion, and I've also posted part 1 digestion and absorption, and today I've posted part 2 of digestion and absorption, and now we are here into locomotion and movement part 1, and then I would post part 2. So this is how the flow is, to just remind you so that you're not out of the box of the sync what we are into. Yes, let's get started up with question 1. Substance that accumulates in a fatigued muscle is, yes, when we are fatigued, the substance that gets accumulated is lactic acid, because in normal aerobic cellular respiration, the glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. But when it does not happen, when we are fatigued, when overtired and overworking of muscle exercises, lactic acid gets accumulated due to anaerobic reaction. The answer is B. Question number 2. Which is true of muscle contraction? A. Sarcolemma becomes permeable to calcium ions. Sarcolemma becomes permeable to sodium ions. Sarcolemma becomes non-permeable to sodium, and concentration of calcium ions is reduced in myoplasm. You're right, the answer is of course B, because you know the muscle and brain has a link. Sarcoplasmic reticulum secretes calcium. There's always a confusion when you talk about it. Immediately you feel that A is the right answer, but no. Sarcoplasmic reticulum, if you talk about sliding filament theory, my dear students, action potential, the acetylcholine has to reach the sarcolemma. Only the acetylcholine reaches the sarcolemma and it is going to perform the action potential. Then only the sarcoplasmic reticulum releases calcium. So unless and until sarcoplasma becomes permeable to sodium ions, which means the resting membrane potential is converted into action potential, which we have learned in control and coordination, the calcium ions are not activated by sarcoplasmic reticulum. So please be careful when you're reading the answers. You get confused between A and B. So here the right answer is B. Sarcolemma becomes permeable to sodium ions. Only then the action potential is generated, and this particular action potential allows the sarcoplasmic reticulum to release calcium, which acts on troponin C, which masks the effect of troponin I, and troponin T, tropomyosin bond is broken off, and actin moves towards myosin, forming an actomyosin complex. Cross bridge is formed, then ATP generated, ATP broken down to ADP, contraction, and again recycle, relaxation, and this is called sliding filament theory. Hope you got a quick revision of sliding filament theory or walk along theory proposed by Huxley and Huxley. Question number 3. Which of the following disorder is an outcome of irregularities in metabolism of nitrogenous waste? This looks like an excretion question, but no. We have already dealt about bones, muscles and joints in this particular lesson, and you know that osteoporosis is a bone disease and gouty arthritis is related to the joint disease. This gouty arthritis is a term due to deficiency of purine metabolism, right? So when there is a deficiency of nitrogenous waste in the metabolism, this particular disease is called gouty arthritis. Please go through all diseases of bone, muscles and joints. Question number 4. Which one is anatomically correct? Collarbone 3 pairs. No, collarbone is also called as clavicle. It's only 2. Scapula and clavicle are the 2 pectoral bones. Salivary glands 1 pair. Is it true? No. Cranial nerves 10 pair. Is it true? No. Because yes, there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves and 31 pairs of spinal nerves. And floating ribs 2 pairs. Yes, because there are 24 ribs and out of which 12 pairs of ribs are present, in which the first yes are true ribs, next part is the false ribs, and next 2 pairs are floating ribs. So this is the right answer, where you have last 4 particular ribs, which means your 21, 22, 23 and 24. Last 2 pairs are floating ribs. First 7 pairs, or you can say first 14, are true ribs. 15 to 20 or next 3 pair, 8th to 10th pair is false ribs, and last 2 are floating. So this is anatomically right. Question number 5. Study the statement about human skeleton. You need to give which is the wrong statement. Skull is dicondylic. Yes. Metacarpals are 5 in number. Yes. Carpal is 8, metacarpals are 5, and phalanges are 14. Patella is a cup-shaped bone covering knee dorsally. Yes. Scapula is a large triangular flat bone situated at the ventral side of thorax. Do you think this is going to be the right answer? Yes? Yes? This is wrong. Pelvic girdle has 2 coccygeal bones. This is right. Now coming to this, you feel only 4 is a wrong option. Right? But when you see about 3, this is how we tend to do mistakes, my dear students. Please make a note of it. You all will feel, yes, of course, patella is a cup-shaped bone. It is present in the knee. But is patella present dorsally or is patella present ventrally is very, very important point over here. Right? We all know that ventral, which means the front part, and patella is present ventrally. So though the statement 3 is right, the last word is wrong. So the statement 3 is wrong, because patella or sesamoid bone, which is present in the knee on ventral, front part of the side. This is how you try to do mistakes again, and please be very, very careful when you're reading the statements. So here the right option is D, where 3 and 4 statements are wrong. And statement 5, pelvic girdle has 2 coccygeal bones. Yes. One is like innominated coccygeal bones we've read, and which joins together to form pubic symphysis. Yes. Hope you are in sync with me. Please go through more of skeleton and locomotion, or locomotion and movement, to solve more MCQs of part 2 also. Question number 6. Actin filaments depolymerize and repolymerize in motile cells with, very important question, answer is 0.2 to 0.3 millisecond. It only takes fraction of milliseconds to just do this function of depolymerization and repolymerization. Question number 7. Again, there are 3 statements you need to choose which is right. In man, vertebral column has 33 bones organized into 28 bones. It's absolutely wrong, because you know C7, T12, L5, S5, C4. 33 bones in embryo, which converts into 26 bones of the adult, which is C7, T12, L5, S1, C1. Right? So statement 1 is wrong. Statement 2, pelvic girdle is made up of 2 fused bones only. Do you think this is going to be right? No, because they don't made up of 2 fused bones only. There are 2 different bones which fuses to form pubic symphysis. So this is also wrong. So of course, when we said first and second are wrong, of course you can say only third could be right. But let's see if it's really true. Osteoporosis is characterized by microarchitectural deterioration of bone. Yes, deterioration of bone leads to osteoporosis. It's an age-related disease, and it's very specific in women as compared to men, because of the deficiency of not only calcium and vitamin D but also estrogen. So statement 3 alone is correct, which is C. Question number 8. Yes, you all know the different types of synovial joints like ball and socket joint, hinge joint, pivot joint, saddle joint, gliding joint. Yes, What are the bones involved? Very easy and straightforward question. Ball and socket joint, of course, is related to your pectoral girdle and humerus, but it is not only restricted to pectoral girdle and humerus, but it's also restricted to pelvic and femur, right? Hinge joint is again coming to knee. Hinge joint is related to knee. Again, hinge joint is not only restricted to your knee, but it's also the elbow joint, which is called as hinge joint. Pivot joint is related to atlas and axis. Yes, so you've been having all the way confusion among A and D, but with C option, pivot, atlas and axis joint. C1 and C2 is called pivot joint. Your options confusions are cleared and the right answer is A. And finally, saddle joint is related to carpal and metacarpal of thumb. So the answer is A. Question number 9. Which is correct description? A. First vertebra in axis which articulates with occipital condyle. B. Parietal bone and temporal bone of skull are joined by fibrous. C. 9th and 10th pairs of ribs are called floating. Glenoid cavity is depression to which thigh bone articulates. My dear students, I hope you know C and D are definitely going to be the wrong statement. Coming to A and B, you have a little confusion, but do not have any confusion over here because we definitely know the answer B is right because skull is immovable joint. Yes, skull is a immovable joint and it is called as fibrous joint, and parietal bone and temporal bone are parts of cranial bones, and hence the answer B is the right answer. Am I right? Yes? Correct. And when it talks about A, answer is first vertebra is axis which articulates with the occipital condyle. First vertebra is not axis. Yes? Correct. First vertebra is atlas and the second vertebra is axis. Right? That is why only B is right answer. Question number 10. Movable skull bone is, there's only one movable skull bone, which is of course mandible. Because of this, we are able to move the jaws. Question number 11. What are correct about synovial joint? Ball and socket is a type of synovial, pivot is a type of synovial, hinge is a type of synovial, but cartilaginous joint is not a type of synovial, but as such is a separate part along with fibrous joints, cartilaginous joints and synovial joints. All three are types of joints and cartilaginous joint is not a type of synovial. So only 1, 2, 3 are correct. Hence the right answer is A. Question number 12. Which is correctly matched? Gliding joint, yes. When you know it is like, a mantra. Gliding joint is between zygapophysis of successive vertebra. So this is turned to be right. So you can very well guess that A is right. But let's see why B, C, D is wrong. Hinge joint between vertebra, no, because hinge joint is like elbow and knee joint. Cartilaginous joint, skull bones, no, because it's fibrous joint. Fibrous joint between phalanges, no, because between phalanges are, of course, types of synovial. Question number 13. Osteoporosis, an age-related disease of skeletal system, may occur due to decrease in estrogen, accumulation of uric acid leading to inflammation of joints, immune disorder affecting neuromuscular junction, high concentration of calcium and sodium. We just discussed about it, that it's not only deficiency of calcium and vitamin D, but it's also deficiency of estrogen. So we can straight away go to the answer. Osteoporosis is also due to decrease in level of estrogen. That is the reason it's more women are facing osteoporosis after postmenopausal condition. Question number 14. Which of the following joints would allow no movement? Of course, fibrous joint or immovable joint or synarthrosis. The first type of joint is immovable joint. Coming to the end of part 1 of skeleton and locomotion, the last question. Glenoid cavity articulates. Yes, glenoid cavity or associated with humerus and scapula is called glenoid cavity, which is in the pectoral girdle. With this, we come to the end of part 1 of skeleton and locomotion. Quickly, I would post part 2 of skeleton and locomotion. So hope this helps, and these are all very important questions, my dear students. This is going to be a quick revision at your doorsteps, sitting at home with no energy, effort or cost involved, right? So please subscribe to the channel if you're listening to the first time, because your NEET exams are nearing and this is the most appropriate time to subscribe to this particular channel for revising more MCQs. Thank you so much for those subscribers and for your kind support. Kindly like the channel, like the videos and share with your friends, and let's all begin with having great wonderful doctors like you. All the very best. Stay tuned. Good day. Stay tuned for part 2 of skeleton and locomotion, or locomotion and movement, whatever. Yes? Good day. Bye-bye.